Hello, future nurses. We've got a subtracting a fraction example here. So we are going to start, as always, by converting our fractions into decimals. So first, if there's no whole number out in front of the fraction, then it's just the number on top, numerator, divided by number on the bottom, denominator. So 5 divided by 6 is 0.8333. As always, we're going to just carry that out to 4 decimal places. And then 3/4 is 3 divided by 4. And that is going to be 0.75. So now we're going to take 0.8333 minus 0.75, and that's going to give us our answer in decimal form. So 0.8333 minus 0.75. You're going to do that in your calculator, as always, and that's going to give you 0.0833. Be sure you write that down correctly, that you don't overlook that 0 after the decimal place. It's very important. It'll give you a totally different answer. And so now, as always, because it doesn't matter if we're doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, we're always going to do the same steps. After we do that, we're going to convert all of our answer choices from fractions into decimals. So first we've got 2 divided by 24. And that is, and these I'm not even going to write it out because at this point we've done it many times, and so we know the process is to take the numerator divided by the denominator. And that gives us 0.0833. Looks like we've got an answer there, right? But there's a situation where you need to be really careful, and it can come up in any fraction problem at all. It doesn't have to be a subtraction problem like this. Because when we get to B and we do 1 divided by 12, what do we get? Exactly the same thing. So, and we know 1 is just going to be equal to 1, and 1/2 is going to be 1 divided by 2, which is 0.5. So we can rule out both C and D. We know it's neither of those, but now we've got a tricky situation on our hands where we have 2 of the same decimal answer. So the simple solution here is you're going to pick the one that involves the smaller numbers. Why is that? The only time anything would give you the same exact decimal answer is when the fraction is, one of them is reduced and one of them is not, and that's what's happening here. So 2 over 24 can be reduced to 1/12. And here's another little secret, is that if you're doing a math problem with fractions, a lot of times it'll tell you to reduce, but even if it doesn't tell you to reduce, you're supposed to. You're always supposed to reduce a fractional answer. So 2/24, because it can be reduced to 1/12, would never be the right answer. And so, but the easy way to do that, even if you didn't look at it and recognize that one was the reduced form of the other, is that the unreduced fraction is always going to involve bigger numbers. That's why it's not reduced, because the numbers are bigger than they need to be. So if you compare them, 2 is bigger than 1 and 24 is bigger than 12, and you always want the one with the smaller numbers, because we want the one that's reduced. Reduced means smaller, smaller means smaller numbers. And so that makes answer B, 1/12, the correct answer in this situation. So things you need to remember about that. 1, if you get the right decimal answer, keep going, because you might get another answer that's the same decimal answer. and one of them is the reduced form of the other. So, second thing is if that does happen, you get two that give you the same decimal answer. Always pick the one with smaller numbers, and that is the reduced fraction. That's it for now. See you soon.